Okay, so now I'm going to give you, this will be framing knowledge questions number 1, answers. So here are the 5 questions that I put out for the first 5 questions. So I'm going to give you the answers, all right? So the first question was, what is the actual size of a 2x4 or a 2x8? The actual size of a 2x4 is 1 1/2 inches by 3.5 inches, and a 2x8 is 1.5 by 7.25 inches. Okay, so 2x4 is 1.5 by 3.5. A 2x8 is 1.5 by 7.25. So in this one, a 2x4 and a 2x6 will be 3.5 and 5.5. Anything after that will be 1/4 inches, so 7.25, 9.25, 11.25 for the width. So it takes an extra 1/4 inch off. Okay, number 2. What is the most commonly used scale on a set of prints? And that scale is 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Okay, so this is how they can get a whole house drawn on a little piece of paper. Instead of having 1 foot equals a foot, I say, okay, 1/4 inch is going to equal a foot. So I use the proper scale. So your floor plan will have 1/4 inch. Some of your details may have 3/8 inch equals a foot, or 3/4 inch equals a foot, depending on how much detail they want to show. But the most commonly used one is 1/4 inch equals a foot. Number 3, what are the 4 common spacings? All right, this is for your wall studs and your floor joists and your ceiling joists and your rafters. Okay, so the 4 commonly used ones are 12 inches on center, 16 inches, can't write today, on center, 19.2 inches on center, and the last one will be 24 inches on center. Okay, so why these? Well, this one, and this one are all divisible by 4 feet or 8 feet. 19.2 with your new eye joists and other things, they put them 19.2 inches on center. It's divisible by 8. Okay, this one's not divisible by 4 because it'll be 38.4 inches. So it doesn't go into 4 feet, but it does go into 8 feet. Okay. Number 4, what is the correct hole size for a 1/2 inch anchor bolt? They recommend that for a 1/2 inch anchor bolt, you drill a 5/8 inch hole. That way, when you've chalked your line to put your sill as a guide, you have a little bit of wiggle room. So you may be off by a little bit with your hole when you drill your hole, but that allows you to shove the board a little bit, 1/8 of an inch in one direction if it need be. Okay, so a 1/2 inch hole gets a 5/8 inch anchor bolt. Okay, number 5, what is the minimum size and material used for a mud sill? Okay, the IBC states that you should have a minimum of 2x6 for the plate. This allows room for a header or a double header joist, and then it still has room for bearing for your floor joists. Okay, so you have to be a minimum of 2x6 wide, and of course you want the 2 inches thick. And then the material needs to either be pressure treated or green treated lumber. So whenever you have a wood material in contact with a concrete, the materials should be pressure treated or green treated, because it's treated against rot. Because concrete is porous, moisture comes through the concrete, and if you have a stud that's in contact with the floor joist, or excuse me, if you have a wood in contact with the concrete, it's going to absorb moisture through the concrete, and then that will cause it to dry rot. Okay, so it'll rot from the moisture, always having some too high of a moisture content. Okay, so it has to be a 2x6 at least, and it has to be pressure treated or green treated lumber for the sill or a mud sill. Okay, so those are the answers to the first 5 questions. So look forward to the next 5 questions.